Doma Sports Talk Worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now we're coming up to the Super Bowl in the middleweight division, super middleweight division, but the Super Bowl of the middleweights. David Benavidez versus Demetrius Andrade, both excellent undefeated fighters, excellent in their own way, and awesome. If somebody's old got to go, all the stuff, got all the scenarios. One guy moving up to his third division, getting older, right? Against the young whirlwind, throws punches and bunches, has a stamina, comes on late in fights, and walks everybody down. They have in common that Canelo Alvarez ain't trying to fight neither one of them. One of them for 2 years, the other one for damn near 10 years. So, it's a fight against two good fighters, period, right? About last week sometime, had a interview and people talking about the fight, Tim Bradley and Chris Algieri and your boy Paulie Malignaggi. And, they were talking about it. And Paulie Malignaggi straight up came out and said, Demetrius Andrade would have beat your favorite fighter's ass, right? And he was talking about the Canelo and the Gennady Golovkin fans that were coming in on the show and giving their comments. And he just came out directly and said it. And he's right, in most cases, right? It is boxing, but this is how good Demetrius Andrade is. People, the superlatives are coming out, and I told you guys that's what I'm kind of enjoying about this, right? It's just like, a lot of these informations are coming out, but I'm also watching, the loopholes, because we're talking a lot of, everybody knows about boxing a lot. These are, pundits, ex-boxers, people on the inside, commentators, all this stuff. But no one ever mentions Canelo's fight against Demetrius Andrade in the middleweight division would have been for undisputed. They just said he was going to fight him, and then Tim Bradley would say, hey, it's for $40 million, which at least they mentioned that. It was for $40 million, and Canelo didn't take it. And then he fought Kovalev instead, right? The easier touch. But to also mention that it was an undisputed middleweight fight, right? Because the same energy should come when it was a undisputed welterweight fight in Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. We all wanted to see that, or we were going to be outraged. And this one, it wasn't. And I noticed that no one mentions it. Like, no one. Everybody's forgotten. It reminds me like a horror movie or something. How so many people can forget something. How you driving from one state to the next, and it's a little small little town. You can't really even call it a town. You shouldn't have stopped there. Or you stopped there, and then you messed around and got into something. Everybody acting weird because something going on that you shouldn't have stopped to find out. And right, that's how it looks to me. How the hell do we not talk about undisputed fight with Canelo versus Demetrius Andrade? And Andrade begged him and gave him the highest payday ever. And it was just one fight. Instead, go up to the next division and fight 3 or 4 people before you can get it. Because it was going to be Callum Smith, Caleb Plant, and Billy Joe Saunders, who was doped and messed up with a fight with Demetrius Andrade. So we're going to give the dope fighter, not the one that's not dope. That's another issue. Billy Joe Saunders shouldn't have been able to get the fight. But okay, the bottom line is these truths are coming out. And it's some weird stuff. How no one says that. Everybody forgets that, right? But when you're talking about David Benavidez, we get into kind of like the details. The Canelo don't want to fight him now. He's the Mexican monster. He's been after Canelo. He's been his mandatory for 2 years, that kind of thing. Yeah, that's good also that these truths are coming out, because at some point it's ridiculous. Really ridiculous that these two guys are fighting. I think Canelo should be fighting David Morrell right now, and the winner of Demetrius Andrade and Benavidez fight the winner of Morrell and Canelo in a small little tournament. But that's wishful thinking. There's too many politics in it. And bottom line, if we would take Canelo this far and not have him fight these guys over the years, you got to imagine when I'm talking Canelo, it's just little things that pop up. Like, imagine this: you're the middleweight champion. You have a mandatory, WBC mandatory. He has 3 interim fights. And he's always the mandatory. And then at some point, you had to come up with something, because you didn't want Canelo to fight Jamal Charlo. And then you made the franchise title. So you gave him a way out of fighting that for the middleweight title, right? Gave him a way out with the franchise title. Then He goes up to to super middleweight, and then fights Callum Smith for the WBA title. And then the WBC, who just gave him the franchise title, just gives him the 168-pound title without him fighting for it. Gives it to him. So I'm enabling him into 160 to not fight Jamal Charlo. And then right now I'm going to give him the title instead of having him fight for it against Dave Benavidez or whoever. So if you know those things, then, you have to, make your decision of what you think about it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that highly of it. I did see it and I fathomed it and registered it. But anyway, guys, it's just good to see that Demetrius Andrade is getting his props from anybody, and even Paulie Malignaggi, if he's standing up for it, letting you know that that's what he thinks about how good your boy Demetrius Andrade is. And we've been knowing this for a long time. He calls it one of the most tragic things that's going in boxing, and it is. That's why I talk about it all the time. I know people are like, why is it always going on about Demetrius Andrade? Because it shouldn't exist. If it was just a sport, if it's not regulated, it wouldn't exist. There's not the NBA players running around that's really good. That's we don't know if he's playing, if he's on the team, right? Damn it, Demetrius Andrade's on the team. Give him the damn ball. You know what I'm saying? He can make the game-winning shot too. We can't keep giving it to the same dude. He's shooting 30% at the game-winning shot. When we got one over here that's shooting about 85%, but we won't give him the ball. Just to give you another analogy. Damn it, give Demetrius Andrade the damn ball. He can ball too. And that's what we didn't do, and everybody's in on it. I told you, it's like, don't go to that. Don't stop in no city in the middle of nowhere. You be running around not understanding what just happened with Demetrius Andrade and Canelo Alvarez with an undisputed fight in the middleweight division, which is a glamour division, and we all act like we didn't see it. Whatever, y'all. Dome Sports Talk, worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.